Medvedev's admission. 2008 Russo-Georgian War was Ukraine rehearsal. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Hello there, I'm Elena. Welcome to my political channel Enough of Propaganda. As you can see on my channel, I made a video about Georgia. This one. Georgia 2008, Forgotten War, Putin's Ukraine rehearsal. This was my video when I proved what I said, that Russia attacked Georgia in 2008. And today I will show you what former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev recently, few days ago, admitted exactly that it was the rehearsal for Ukraine. What I will show you today, based on the article and the video, Dmitry Medvedev Reflects. The conflict, the 2008 Russo-Georgian War, showed our capabilities and weaknesses. In a joint interview with two most propagandist channels in Russia, it's TASS and RT, Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman of Russian Security Council, discusses the 2008 war in Georgia and its implications. Also, Dmitry Medvedev served as the president of Russia between 2008 and 2012, and as the prime minister of Russia between 2012 and 2020. The events of August 2008, which saw Russia's attack on Georgia and subsequent recognition by Russia of Abkhazia and South Ossetia as independence, marked their 15th anniversary this year. A key player in these events, Dmitry Medvedev, who was the Russian president at the time, sheds light on the decision-making process behind Russia's so-called efforts to force Georgia to peace. So Russia attacked Georgia. Georgia did not attack Russia, under the pretense that they're supposed to force Georgia to have peace. Unbelievable. And also keep in mind that formally Dmitry Medvedev was president of Russia, but all he did in case of this war and in general is just rubber stamping Putin's decisions about that. Because even when they were talking to president at the time in Georgia, Mikhail Saakashvili, he was recommended to talk to Prime Minister Putin at the time, not to the president of Russian Federation, but call Prime Minister Vladimir Putin. So Putin was the one who calling the shots. But nevertheless, officially, Medvedev put his name on this war, and he was official president of the Russian Federation at the time. That's why whatever this alcoholic says is important. I'll provide you a few excerpts from the interview, and of course, so I read the whole interview and so on. Of course, Medvedev is saying that there was no alternative because they considered Georgia aggressor. Remember, Georgia did not attack Russia. Russia attacked Georgia. Yet, we didn't have alternative. When did we hear that? With the war in Ukraine. Exactly the same rhetoric. Everything is exactly. And he's talking about the operation to force Georgia to peace and stuff like that. In the article, Medvedev is talking that Russia prevented murders and killing people of a big amount of people, war crimes basically. Well, before Russia ended up in there, they will live fine, and Russia is the one, as you can find out from my previous video, who made those murders and killing people and genocide. The question from RT. While we often highlight our achievements, the aspect of prevention is equally significant. What were the pitfalls you aimed to prevent when engaging in the South Ossetia conflict? What were potential negative consequences? And this is what Medvedev is responding. It is quite clear. Foremost, our aim was to prevent future loss of life. This stands as the most crucial factor in any military situation. Without our intervention, the conflict would have continued with more death and suffering. Yeah, Russia was really worried about death and suffering. If that was the case, they shouldn't have attacked Georgia. TASS. A question from TASS. The response Russia mounted against Georgian aggression in 2008 should have theoretically sent a clear signal to the US and NATO nations about Moscow's concerns However, practical events showed that our message went largely unnoticed. Do you think Russia should have adopted a more aggressive stance in 2008? Perhaps not halting the tanks, dismissing all advice? Or is there such a stone wall that no matter how you shout, our signals will not be heard? Let me be direct. If they had listened, it would have been for the better. Without a doubt, this would have averted the looming risk of the Third World War. Unfortunately, our opponents seem to be actively steering the world towards the edge. Sadly, our signals were unheard. This video I provide you from Rain TV channel, and that's what Medvedev said.
Что же касается тех действий, которые были предприняты в тот период, то, на мой взгляд, они были необходимыми и достаточными. Потому что мы, с одной стороны, врезали агрессору, навели порядок. В конечном счете, политическое руководство в этой стране сменилось. А с другой стороны, не вошли в стадию полной конфронтации с остальным миром. Получили в известном смысле мирную передышку, в течение которой мы развивались, росли, совершенствовали свои вооруженные силы, готовились к другим возможным неприятностям.
Question from RT. The current conflict's magnitude is a topic of discussion. They are talking about the war in Ukraine right now. Many experts believe it's existential for Moscow. In your view, does this sentiment also apply to the US and Western countries? And about the war in Ukraine. Apparently, Medvedev considered it existential war for Russia for some unknown reason.
Этот конфликт является экзистенциальным для нашей страны, поскольку стоит выбор. Мы будем существовать как большое историческое государство, или нас разорвут на части. Все эти наши противники, различные шавки, которые бегают у наших основных противников под ногами. Вот, поэтому для нас это выбор существования. И именно так к этому конфликту и надо относиться. И именно так к нему руководство нашей страны относится. Но самое главное даже не это. Именно так его воспринимают наши люди.
Another question of RT was, as someone fully aware of the tactical and strategic complexities in 2008, do you think the insights gained then are applicable to the current conflict with Ukraine? The answer from Medvedev. Absolutely, those insights were invaluable. Let's be honest, that brief conflict not only showcased our strengths but also exposed our vulnerabilities. At the time, as Supreme Commander-in-Chief, I directed efforts to enhance specific branches of the armed forces and improved communication networks, among other aspects. This bolstered our military capabilities significantly. Undoubtedly, it served as a strong catalyst, prompting re-evaluation of our overall military strategy. So yes, those lessons were indeed put to good use. And when Medvedev is finishing answering this question, as per the President's instructions, I dedicate considerable attention to armed forces recruitment. When meeting with individuals preparing for comprehensive combat training, I inquire about their motivation. Faced with accomplished individuals, often about 40 or even 50 years old, basically, they respond, who else if not us? Our survival is at stake. This is what Medvedev said. As you can see, he's lying again to Russian people. And Russian people in Ukraine, they don't know what they're fighting for. There was no reason for Russia to attack Georgia. There is no reason for Russia to attack Ukraine. There was no that reason in 2014. There was no reason in 2022. And there is absolutely no reason to continuing this bloody war. The war must be stopped. Please support Ukraine. This video I made just to prove that this is what official Russian position. And the former president of the Russian Federation, Dmitry Medvedev, who was president at the time, admitted that the war in Georgia, it was just a rehearsal for the war in Ukraine, because Russia started these wars because of its aggression ambitions, because of Putin's ambitions to build an empire. This is what it was all about. And neither NATO or Georgia or Ukraine did nothing wrong to deserve any of this. And Medvedev predicting the civil war in the United States. he probably unaware that both parties supporting Ukraine, except for the few lunatics on each side who still don't know what it means, the war in Ukraine, for every country in the world, and especially for the United States.
Не просто для того, чтобы справедливость восторжествовала, а для того, чтобы воспрепятствовать Трампу участвовать в новых выборах. И они, не стесняясь, это делают. Это первое. Второе, там колоссальный разлад между элитами. И вот это столкновение между консервативным, республиканским сегментом политэстеблишмента с одной стороны и либеральным сегментом, который существует или носителем которых является демократическая партия, на самом деле разорвала Америку на части. Америка сейчас находится в состоянии внутреннего разлада. Америка конфликтует сама с собой. Причем, на мой взгляд, в чем-то этот разлад носит даже непримиримый характер. Если хотите, такого рода внутри страновые конфликты очень часто заканчиваются гражданской войной. Я не знаю, что будет в Соединенных Штатах Америки, но сейчас уровень конфликтности именно такой, потому что, если посмотреть, что происходит, это выглядит именно так.
Thank you for watching my video. Please help Ukraine and stop Russian aggression. Please don't fall for Russian propaganda. On my channel, you're welcome to find out everything you need to know about the war in Ukraine and prove it. Have a great day. See you later.